I think I have disabled their cameras. Their microphones. So let me fix that actually, just in case anybody wants to say hi. Audio, video. Oh, all right. So there's a downside. So uh, Stacey and I were talking about made a switch to try to use the manage what attendee see button, but I'm now realizing that takes away my ability to selectively allow mics and cameras, and I don't like that. So I am going to make some changes here. All right, and now I think we're back to what we're used to. Hopefully you can still see. I'm going to reshare again just in case that's messed up. Do that. Okay. So your mics are live now in case you want to say hi or anything else. um, yeah, other than that, I think we're looking good. All right. So people are rolling in. Good stuff there. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started. If this is your first time, although I don't think so, everybody looks like the regulars, but another Cute for Teams where we come and just talk about all things teams and come off mute or use the chat for questions. And I thought I'd actually start, as many of you may know, this week. I think just finished yesterday. Build 2024 occurred this week. That's where a lot of the developer specific, more developer specific kind of announcements usually come. But in general, there were some announcements that I would think non-developers would be interested in, especially in the area teams and Copilot. And so I thought I would talk. In fact, let me bring that up. Where that's not right. We've got a nice little article here in Tech Community that talks about the team specific items from Build 2024. So I thought I'd go through that and maybe talk through what that means to teams enthusiasts like ourselves. And if you even have some thoughts or comments on it, feel free to come off mute or put it in chat. Of course, if you're GCC, obviously these are hot off the press announcements. They may or may not, hit GCC right away. I think you guys are all aware of that. So, but we'll still just kind of talk about them in terms of what they'll mean, for the future. There are some in here that I haven't even hit my teams as well. So we're not alone there. Coming through this, as you can see, here a lot of stuff, and many of it is Teams phone related, but a lot of announcements here. And so let me can I make this? I'll do this here. Make this a little bit bigger. But scrolling through, the first one they talk about is slash commands. Okay, and you can kind of see what it's doing there in the little image there, but let me see if it's actually in my client at all. So basically, we are used to slash up in the top search box for having a bunch of different. Maybe you're not. Maybe this is new to you, but put up a slash in the top search box, you get this access to these kind of quick ways to do certain things like changing your status or things like that. The announcement is that functionality, some amount of that functionality comes to the chat box itself, and it does look like I have it. So again, you're not seeing that full list that we saw up above, but you are seeing not even necessarily a subset. These are kind of specific to to this new feature. So to me, I like it, and the ones I like so far, again, it's brand new, but I was trying it a couple times. One that I use a lot, and hopefully you do too, because you have accepted my guidance from previous sessions where I talked about keeping your chat area clean by hiding unused, or I guess old meetings or chats. No need for them to sit here and build up. You hide them. You're not deleting them. They're still there. They're just not in this view. Just kind of keeps this clean. So I'm a big proponent of doing that and hit and hide. Now they got it in the chat. And so, again, if I'm already there, or maybe I'm chatting, but now the chat's finished, and instead of me coming over and I guess I got to right click and then so 2 clicks, I could stay in the chat session and then just type hide. And actually, I don't want to hide that one. Let me go here. Just type hide, and it goes away. I like that mostly because I use hide so much. So this keeps me from my 2 click approach and can do it right there. The other one that I think is useful to be in chat, they're all probably useful, but the other one is mute. Oops, if you spell it correctly. To be in the chat and decide that all of those, I don't know if you've been in a very chatty chat session, but to decide, okay,
Oh
like
yeah.
in my case, my phone is vibrating just way too much from all of these things. Let me mute it right there in the chat, and you're done. Again, that's a 2 click approach on the left side versus typing it up in the chat. So when this hit, those were the first two that came to mind. Like, yep, those are the things I do a lot. It's nice to have them in the right there in the chat area. But I do also like being able to set my status there. Um, so you can see you can do settings and record your video clips. Even add in a loop, which you're kind of 1 click away from that already. I don't know. I guess that's specifically a loop paragraph. So I can see that as opposed to hitting loop and then choosing a type of loop. This one is already set for a paragraph. So that makes sense. Adding apps is probably another big one too if you do that a lot. And going offline if you just want to ghost everybody right away. So the slash in the chat, that's pretty cool. So that may or may not be in your tenant as we speak. I'm surprised it was in mine. So that's a good one. If maybe a thumbs up or something if you think that's a good one for you. Um, let's go back here. The other one, this one certainly is dev specific, but co-editing code blocks. I don't know if we got any devs on the line, but this should just bring more richness and kind of fidelity to that experience with the coloring of the different syntax of the code and that kind of thing, and to be able to collaborate. So this is, I think, specific to Loop. So to be able to collaborate on that code with all the syntax coloring and everything is pretty cool. The custom emojis is another one that I guess I don't know if it doesn't speak to. Oh, public preview in June. So this is one Stacy and I have been seeing internally for a while, and I don't know about you, Stacy. I've been a little bit jealous. I don't put my tenant on some of the inner rings that we have that get the updates right away. So I try to stay closer to what's out in the wild. And so yeah, we've been seeing people put all kinds of uh, custom emojis in their reactions there, and
Yeah,
blew
I
my
think
mind
it's
at
super
first.
fun. I think it's super fun. I have seen some that are a little intricate for the itty bitty size of an emoji. And I feel
Yeah,
like people need to maybe be cognizant of that when they're sharing their custom emojis. But I
right.
think they're fun. I think it's great.
Yep. And I hear that there are like hundreds, I mean, to choose from. And of course, as many as you want to actually create. So that could be interesting, and it could be like a time sink in terms of like spending all your time trying to make the perfect emoji. I noticed in the description they talk about IT admins being able to control this. I'm wondering maybe by show of a thumbs up or something, if you think your org would turn that off. um, some orgs maybe even turn off the GIFs and things like that, but custom emojis. Yeah, we'll see how that goes because I don't know if an org might consider some emojis to be unprofessional or something. Who knows? I'm interested in it more from the perspective so there's some times where I've tried to use emojis as a like either a voting tool, like say a post, and then try to get people to put an emoji that other than thumbs up, that kind of expresses something. So like I've used thumbs down as instead of typing no. I've used other emojis to try to get a vote from people. And so I'm wondering if this might open up some doors for communicating on a post without having to type something up, right? Because it's one thing to have a post and then have 10 reactions underneath that are either responding to it or voting on something, but to have them all in the one post, the post itself, and then a sum of different reactions gives me everything in one post, right? And so if you give me other new ways to put stuff in there, that could be interesting. So yeah, that's one I'm kind of waiting to see. Let me see. I'll skip it. That's another developer specific one. So this one is Meet Now in group chat. So you see up above, and in fact, I have this in my tenant too, but I like their little animation here. Actually, let's go to my tenants. Go here and go to this group chat here. So you'll see here we've got the Meet Now symbol. So that's a little different. The drop down is still just, is it a call or is it a video? But prior to this feature, you could call the group and it calls everyone. Now I click this and it starts up a call with no one. And then I get to decide who to ring. So Nestor, Bob, I could ring them all, which would be consistent with current functionality, or I could decide to just ring certain people. So obviously, if this was 20 people in this group chat, this would be a little more useful to ring selective people. So either ring all or ring some is a nice little feature there. Yeah. Yeah, because the depending, I don't know if you've ever been in a group chat where they call, a call has happened and it's a little jarring. Okay, is this call really for me? Did they really just want to talk to? I've been in plenty of times where they really just wanted to talk to a couple people, but I'm in the group chat and I got the call too. Then I had to get on, realize it's not for me, and get off and all. So I like that. I like this functionality there. So that's the Meet Now piece. Let's see. So this one I have not tried, but generating images with Microsoft Designer in chat. So I don't even know if we got this one yet. Let's see, available later this summer. So I suspect that's far enough away. I don't think we even have this yet. But to me, this speaks to, I mean, it's a brave new world, right? Where we're generating the images that we need with AI, because before that we were scouring the, public use images out there to try to find the right one to express what we wanted, whether it's chat or a PowerPoint or whatever. So this is a nice, feature. I'm assuming, the value of this comes when I want to maybe put a picture within the chat experience. So instead of having to go out to the browser and things like that, I can do it right here. But certainly it also is a quick and easy way to grab this. Maybe I am working on a PowerPoint or something else. So that is a nice feature. I'm a big fan. In fact, if you're seeing any of the quote unquote ads that I put out for our Cute for Teams, all the pictures I use these days are all AI generated. So it works out nice. So that's a good one. And, the question I got there is, so Designer today, or at least initially, was a non-work account. And so now I'm kind of wondering what this means. Is this Designer with a work account, or is it using your personal account? I wouldn't think that. So that'd be an interesting detail to figure out how they're going to design that in terms of what kind of account to use. Right. Intelligent recap for transcription only meetings. So, with Teams Premium, you have intelligent recap, but you're recording the meeting video and transcript. And now this is transcription only meetings. So that's good. I know there is a feature coming for you to be able to use Copilot without transcription, but I don't know that would be intelligent I don't think that would come in intelligent recap. That'd be just for you individually. So that makes sense.
Right. And only during the meeting
Right.
in that context. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing post meeting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't go to a meeting a month ago and start asking it what happened with no transcription. That would be a pretty amazing if
Exactly.
that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you may or may not have known that the intelligent recap wasn't supported in channel meetings, and now that is coming as well. Thumbs up if you're a fan of the channel meeting like I am. Many are vehemently opposed to them, but I'm a fan.
Yeah. I'm neutral.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do have. And so I see a chat. Not a fan. They have their pros and cons. Just depends on from what perspective. If everyone in your meeting is in the org, I think there's more pros and cons. The moment you start getting some external people in there, then the cons list starts to rise. But all that being said, they often channel meetings often don't get the new features right away, and neither did it didn't for intelligent recap either until now. So I got that as well. Be interesting to see. I guess I was thinking how would that show up in the channel, but I guess it's a chat river just like anything else. So at some point the little chat will pop up with the recap button. And the question is that a premium feature? And yes, in general, intelligent recap is a Teams premium feature. Yep. Um, managing who can record and transcribe is another one. This is also a good one. So certainly a good one for anyone conscious about just governance in general. But it's also a good one because you get those meetings where all of us we're all in the same org. We're all, 10 of us. We're all presenters, and somebody hit record and they hit it, and it works. But then that meeting is in their OneDrive, and they may or may not know how to share or whatever it may be. So this will kind of let me be able to say only myself and the people I deem as co-organizers could record, and then I know where that's going to land, um, or especially if I wanted to only land with myself. So it's a good one. And there's even a no one option too. So I guess I could say there will be no recording or transcription. I can determine that as the meeting organizer. That's an interesting one too. To say as an IT admin, disabling screen share when I'm in an external meeting. So internally, yes, share all you want, but the moment you hit somebody else's tenant, you're unable to share anything on your side. It's another one. That includes whiteboard. I read somewhere. Yes, I think it's in here too. So I can't share my whiteboards in an external meeting, but I can still participate in that external person's whiteboard. So not an all or nothing thing. And also, that's again a Teams premium feature. All right. Skip through the places. Let's see. And the calling. Let's see, and some other things worth calling out here. And then these are not specific to build, but are specific to the May time frame. I'm trying to see if any of my favorites are in here. Copilot in Teams meetings is nice. I mean, in Teams meetings on mobile is nice. I know from previous sessions with y'all, you're not fans of mobile, so I won't dive into that one. So lots of other things going on here. See meeting recap. Okay, if you are using Teams Premium and seeing intelligent recap, you can see here there's that's not a good way to. It's kind of a new way of showing the recap right there within the chat. Um, the artifacts, the video, the recap, all that good stuff. Previously, it'd be more like going up to the recap tab versus it being in line like that. more clothes for your avatars. I know y'all are using that like crazy. So good stuff there. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna put this link in the chat if it's not already there. You can kind of dive into any of those things as you see fit. And of course, if you are interested in more build announcements, there's the build book of news. There's always a book of news for our big conferences, so that'll go into a lot of detail and into these things as well. So good stuff. Just looking at the chat here. Yeah. Um, so I didn't give, I mean, so still have a little time here. If you did come with a question or a comment or anything, feel free to use the chat or come off mute. Um, did you put in what is that, Stacy? Is that an example of a custom
It
reaction in the
is.
chat? Oh, okay.
Yeah, a custom
Cool.
emoji.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Nice.
You can see the text gets really tiny and hard to read.
Right. Right.
But it looks cool for logos. I could see maybe organizations wanting to do their own branded emojis. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Maybe I could see that becoming the new thumbs up is instead of a thumbs up, you put the company logo there or something like that. There's
Yeah.
been a ton of Copilot logo emojis and yeah, the Microsoft logos that are on fire and all, people are going crazy with it. Cool. So yeah, any other questions, thoughts here in May of 2024, almost June actually. I will, while you're thinking about that, I will, and there you go with the emoji there. I did want to go back to something I think it was from our last session where I was talking about loop and it failed to. So I have a version. The build of my OneNote is a little newer than the build in this demo environment. In my build, I was able to put a real-time loop component in my OneNote page, and then of course add notes around it. So this version's a little older. I guess it hasn't come to that yet. You can see here I'm just trying to add loop, didn't do it. In fact, the best I could get was this component here, which just basically told me to open it in the browser. What I did realize though is that so here's Teams. That's the one fat client that does have the full piece. Everybody else is browser. Um, so let's see. In new Teams, I did get it. Maybe I got rid of it. I did get it to show in the email in new Teams. But if I come over to OneNote here, it showed up here in OneNote. In the browser, which is what once I got it going here, that's what then gave me this guy on the fat client. So the same with Word in the browser, right? And it didn't work in Word in the desktop client. So in my demo environment, whatever build they're on, those things have not yet hit the desktop version, but they seem to be everywhere in the browser. And it's not just, me being able to put one that previously exists, but you can see the loop button is there as well in the ribbon. Um, so that explains why I couldn't get it working last time, but it just lets you know that it's coming, and is halfway there if you're using the browser for the stuff. So hopefully you can continue to get more value out of the loop component. Right. Any other thoughts or questions, comments? Just to prove my point there too. Right. I did not try this in desktop Outlook, but I would assume it's not there. So, another reason to give new Outlook a try if you haven't already. I know there's some fans of it and some not so fans of it out there today. So I am a fan.
I know. I think we're both in the minority on that, though.
Yeah.
There's some intense passion for classic
Right.
Outlook.
And I get it. You've been a friend of the desktop client for decades, literally.
Right, right.
So I get it, the loyalty. But you should give it a try. It's good stuff in there. All right. See a little chat going on there. As always, we'll put this on the YouTube channel, which you can find off the teamworkcowbell.com or the aka.ms/cute for teams. We're on episode, I think this is 121. We're so many episodes, in fact, that I have started to think of it in terms of seasons. And so I'm
Oh,
now
wow.
creating a playlist based on seasons. And so there is a season 4 playlist out on YouTube. That's how long this has
Love it.
been going on.
I love it.
Yeah. So, and many of you have been along for the ride the whole time.
That's
So we
right.
appreciate that. So, all right. Well, for many of you, I'm keeping you probably from the start of your 3-day weekend.
Mhm.
So I'll give you a couple minutes back for that. Yeah, glad you can make it. We'll probably see each other, I think, probably 2 weeks from today.
Yes. Thank you,
So
Ricardo.
yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye. All.